Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot page 75, which discusses a situation where when a husband and wife are married, what happens if it's discovered that this person has a has a physical blemish, to the point that it is disturbing and it bothers the man. So in this situation, if they decide because of this to separate, does the man actually have to give her a ksuba? Does he have to pay her? Or could he say that this was a marriage under false pretenses? She obviously could have told me about this and she decided not to. She didn't share this secret about her until we got married and I was able to see, and therefore I should not have to give her the ksuba. So one of the things that's distinguished is, where is this blemish? If it's a blemish which is secluded, which is something which is not able to be seen, can be easily covered up, that's where it's possible the man can have a leg to stand on, and he could claim that I didn't know about it. However, if let's say it was something which was out in the open, let's say it was on her face, and which is normally uncovered, or let's say a huge blemish which was on her hand, and that would bother this particular man so much, the reality is he obviously knew about it, and the fact that he married her shows that he was willing to marry her even though she had this blemish. So he now is just using this as some excuse. Now let's say he wants to divorce her in general to try not to have to give her the ksuba. We say no, you still have to give the ksuba because obviously you knew about this from before. As well as, even if it's a covered up blemish, but when they used to go to bathhouses, so it's very possible that this young man's relative could easily walk behind her into a bathhouse, and as she disrobes, they could give a quick glance at her body, and everyone would know if this woman actually has a secluded blemish. And therefore, again, if there is even a bathhouse in the city that people frequent, that she goes to, then also this man does not have any excuse. Now, again, obviously, when a person is married, you would hope that they're not focused on only the physical to the extent that it bothers them so much that they do not want to remain married. However, on the other side, we have to ask ourselves, why didn't she share this? If it is something in which the Talmud is talking about a significant blemish on this person's body, the fact that she didn't say anything perhaps is a way of being a bit dishonest. And we find this, as I've mentioned at the beginning of this tractate, that being dishonest or hiding certain things about your past or things about you is wrong to do when it comes to relationships. And this is why, even when it comes to, let's say, dating apps in which a person lies on it and they put fake pictures and they try to put themselves in a different light of who they really are, just to be able to hopefully get a date and maybe trick that person into a more of a long-term relationship, that is obviously something which is wrong. And maybe that is the idea here. It's not that he's so vain and so shallow that a mere blemish on her body is what is going to bother him so much, but it's the fact that she did not share with him, and possibly the other way around, that there is something about her. And if he would have, and she would have just shared and communicated effectively to one another, then they would be able to get married knowing the situation, and then they would be able to live a marriage which is harmonious, knowing that there are no secrets between them.